So, a recent CDC report determined that 1 in 31 8-year-olds in 2022 had autism spectrum disorder. This was 5 times as many as in the year 2000. Uh, why is the number climbing so fast?
We know now that there are environmental causes of autism spectrum disorder. I think it's a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
Now, what percentage, how much, when, why, what level of toxin causes a problem? These questions are all left to be determined. But there's no question that our environment is becoming more problematic. And so for having more pesticides, more air pollution, more toxins in the environment, it stands to reason we're going to have more developmental disorders and more developmental problems. Also, having an aging population. As we age, our stem cells for sperm and egg are epigenetically modified in a way that would make us more prone to having a child with autism. Again, that's an environmental factor as well.
Vaccines, would those go into environmental factors?
Vaccines could not be the cause of autism for two pretty important reasons. One is, I think there's incredible amounts of evidence saying that autism forms prenatally, so in the womb. And so that in utero environment, that's what we're concerned about. What a woman is being exposed to while pregnant, right? That's when autism forms. Every animal and every correlation with humans is prenatal, not postnatal. And so vaccines occur postnatally. We think autism forms, even though we don't see the behavioral outputs of autism until later. Everybody thinks it forms prenatally. Finally, we've got lots of studies now that show that the unvaccinated populations, the people that have had vaccinations, have no statistical differences in rates of autism. So if vaccines were causing autism, unvaccinated people should have much lower rates of autism, and they just don't.
What is considered settled science about autism, and what are people still debating?
We know that there are certain genes that are highly related to autism. And some of these, like SHANK3, are highly related. So if you were to inherit the SHANK3 mutation, you've got like a 70, 80% chance of having autism. And so that's a strong genetic cause in that case. I think the big questions now is, what are the mechanisms by which autism forms? So what are the environmental and the mechanistic causes of autism? So would be what we're really looking at. I think those are the real interesting questions and the unsettled science. The other things that are fairly well settled, autism probably forms prenatally, so in the womb, and that vaccinations have nothing to do with autism.